I brought my agent to my show at the main room.
Oh, yeah? How'd it go?
I bought my dick off.
Farting in regular yoga class, fine. Farting in hot yoga is...
First of all, just want to touch on that. Not fine to fart in regular yoga class. Do you know how many shows I've done with people I didn't want to fucking see? I don't. A million?
All of my bridesmaids are wearing potato sacks. I don't give a fuck.
I wish I was worse when I drank, so I'd stop.
Boy, the dicks I've sucked for literally nothing. Here we go again. Welcome to Slobs!
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, welcome to Slobs.
Welcome to Slobs. We're here. We're Sphere. That doesn't make any sense.
Nope.
We're not. It's...
Welcome back from Hawaii, Jessica Michelle. I'm Lara Bites.
I'm Jessica Michelle, and I hate being back from Hawaii.
We're happy to be here from today. I notice you're wearing a Hawaiian shirt. I love the look.
I sure am. Shout out to Katie Jane Earl, my friend who's in a great band called The Blushes, hooked me up with, she's just like, here's my Hawaiian things. Take them with you.
I love all of the names you just said. Katie Jane Earl is an amazing name. The Blushes.
The Blushes, it's an all-female punk band.
Incredible.
Oh, I don't know if their stuff's on Spotify yet. They're only doing like live shows so far, but mwah,
I love
beautiful. Little plug for them.
I'm so happy to see you.
I'm so happy to see you too. It feels like it's been too long.
It really does.
Are you pregnant?
No.
Okay, wait. That means... Okay, wait. I can't just say that and then people think I'm looking at you thinking you're pregnant. Before the podcast started, you made a little joke about like... Well, I'm pregnant, but I'll buy your lunch.
I told you I was pregnant, and you said...
I panicked immediately.
You said, are you? Which I think is a reasonable response.
Yes. We're women of an age where women are getting pregnant.
Yeah. And then I said, no, I'm not pregnant, but I went off my birth control yesterday.
And with the intention of like wanting...
Dave, if you're listening, just a heads up, I'm off my birth control. I'm so kidding.
Oh, no.
I'm kidding.
Oh, my God.
I'm kidding. He knows. I'm kidding. He knows.
He's screaming in his car right now listening.
So I just like could not stop gaining weight. And I don't feel good. I'm like more depressed and lethargic
How
than
long?
ever.
Sorry.
I had just switched my birth control.
Okay.
Because the other one, my period, like it never synced my period up. Like my period was always like in the middle of the pack, which is fucked up.
That's so fucked up. Is that a PCOS thing or is that just like a random fucked up? We don't know.
God only fucking knows because my doctors suck. But I now pay like 1,000 times more for health insurance so that I can see the good doctors by like Cedar Sinai.
I love Cedars. I love my gyno.
Tell me who.
Her name is Eleanor something.
Okay.
She's great.
I have a list.
Yeah.
Maybe she's on it.
Eleanor Pullen. She's actually a nurse, not nurse practitioner. She's one of the like, it's not doctor, but it's something, but she's fucking great.
But yeah, so now we're just going to use for birth control, we're just going to use my age and my PCOS diagnosis.
Okay, whoa, back up.
But also,
are you okay? Because you just threw out something that I think is a lot of
trying, but I'm not trying to avoid.
You're not trying.
We're like looking.
If it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
So my question, and the question I think on a lot of people's minds right now, ladies who are listening, are you going to let him blow loads in you?
Yeah.
Just roll the dice, blow a load.
Yeah.
Do you have a financial, what am I looking for? A savings account? Do you have like if I get pregnant, I can
I afford a baby?
Yes.
Yeah. Any idiot can afford a baby.
Okay. As someone who was raised by an idiot who somehow barely afforded a baby but managed to make it work.
No, I have like a bunch of money.
Okay. I mean, I don't want to put you on blast.
We're also looking at houses to rent, and I'm also
going to
you
talk
guys
to don't live together yet.
Yeah.
What if you get pregnant, move in together?
Okay.
How am I catastrophizing your story?
You suck at this, by the way, and I'm probably not going to get pregnant. Like, I probably fucking can't get pregnant.
This is what every person who gets pregnant says, though.
And also, he doesn't have to come in me. I told him to, swim at his own risk at this point. But also, if I got pregnant,
he's gonna come in you.
I would be thrilled. And when I was puking those 2 mornings in a row, and we took a pregnancy test and it was negative, we were both really sad.
You were both really sad?
Yeah.
So he wants a baby too?
Yes, we both cried yes.
But do you want to get married?
Yes.
Would you like to be married before a baby?
I don't care. That's other people's ideas and traditions.
No, that's what I was asking.
Rules.
I'm not.
That was what Dave said too. And that was what I realized is I was like, we're waiting for stuff to happen in an order because of like what other people do and what works for other people and what other people will think. Why do I have to get married before I get pregnant?
Because you want to have your pre-baby body in a dress?
That adds, who fucking cares? That
Me.
adds 2
Just kidding.
more years that I would have to wait to start trying to get pregnant. You get engaged. You have to be engaged for a year before you get married.
Whoa, back up.
It takes a long time to plan a wedding.
It does take a decent amount of time to plan a wedding, but you think it has to be a year?
That's so much extra pressure and stress to be like, okay, now I have to get this wedding out of the way and then I can start trying to get pregnant. Like, why?
Well, because do you want a wedding?
Yeah.
Do you know how much infinitely hard? I've seen you try to plan T-shirts.
I'm going to pay someone to plan my wedding.
Well, that's true. Can it be me?
I'm not going to plan my own wedding. Absolutely not.
You would hate that.
No, I want us to be friends.
Because I guess if you know you're gonna have a wedding planner, my thought was how much more stressful it will be with a baby.
Then I fucking won't plan a wedding. Who cares about weddings?
Oh, good for you.
Like, yeah, I want one, but I also don't want to miss my
window
opportunity to biologically have a child,
and so
that I can plan a fucking wedding and then not have a baby like a fucking idiot.
And we're on borrowed time here because we're women.
Yeah, and also I wasn't ovulating before.
Yeah,
I'm not ovulating now.
Well,
I wasn't having regular periods,
and now you're getting off birth control.
And now I'm getting off birth control, so that's like months at least that it would take my body to get back to where it was before, which again was not ovulating.
You were not ovulating at all.
I mean, you never know. I wasn't having periods. I wasn't having regular periods. I went like 3 months without a period.
With no period?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Which, by the way, doctors don't give a shit.
No, they just go, sometimes that happens. I had one doctor, which is how I ended up with my gynecologist, who I just recommended. Go, based on your periods, there's nothing to panic about. But if you're wanting to have children, I would have a conversation with your gynecologist just to like check that everything's whatever. And that's when I was like,
do you know what gynecologists say? They say you never know until you start trying to get pregnant.
My gynecologist sent me for a blood test to check for fertility. She's like, yeah, we can absolutely do that immediately. They don't just go, you never know. Go to my gynecologist. God damn it.
Okay.
Sorry if everything I said was too aggressive.
I had 2 gynecologists say you never know. Everything you said was way too aggressive.
Well,
because you're the first person that I've told. I haven't told my mom. I haven't told my sister. My mom was in a car accident yesterday.
No.
Dave was in a car accident last week.
What the fuck?
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't tell you
guys.
And
this is what we started with?
Yeah, it's been a big week.
Wow. Man, what a mistake you made telling me. No, I'm excited for you.
I'm just motherfucker.
I'm supportive.
I supported you when you wanted to be a park ranger. I've wanted to have a baby for years.
I'm not supporting you. Hey, back
I'm still
up.
talking. I've been doing stand-up for years about wanting to have a baby. That's it. That's all I had to say.
Hope you don't yell at your baby like this. I'm just kidding. She's going to kill me. God, stop taking everything so seriously. I'm not being serious. I'm
totally being serious.
I'm not being serious. Why would I be serious? We're talking about cum, really, when you get down to it. This is a deep conversation about semen and its evolution into humanity.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I just have so many. I'm excited for you. And I'm sorry if that's not coming across the way it should be. I'm just it's such a like, is it really happening? You know?
Yeah. I'm surprised it's that big of a surprise with as much as I talk about.
It's not a surprise to me that you want a baby. I'll tell you what the surprise is. In my mind, knowing you or knowing how I perceive you, perhaps, I would think it would be, I would expect, I would think that we would have had a conversation of, in X amount of months, I think I'm going to go off birth control. And we didn't have that. And so you're just going, I went off. That was like, it feels.
To be fair, I started a new birth control and am feeling terrible.
Yeah. And you hate it.
Kind of everything just came to a head and I realized like, oh, the weight gains from the new birth control. Oh, the depressions from the new birth control.
Yeah.
Oh, the reason that my apartment's getting messier and everything's piling on and I feel like I can't get my head above water because I'm so lethargic. Like, that's all hormones. It's all from birth control. Like, that's just what happened.
Yeah.
So as soon as I realized that, I was like,
Done.
I need to get off this stuff. And what changed my tune as far as like having a baby and now, which is a conversation that I had with Dave while I was in Ireland. I talked to two people there, and they both coincidentally, like without being led, gave me the same advice. And
Were they Irish Catholics with 8 kids?
I don't know if they were Catholic.
All right, go ahead.
I don't think they have 8 kids. I think one has 2 and one has 1.
Okay.
They both were just like, just do it. And do it now. You will regret it if you don't, and you won't regret it if you do. They said nobody's
That's so
ever
true.
ready, so don't wait until you're ready, because you won't be. Yeah. I mean, I'm making more money than I've ever made in my life.
And
My
you're being
career-
smart about it. You're like saving and being, an adult.
Yeah.
And you have cats.
I mean, I don't have $1 million, which is what
Wow,
it costs
which
to
is-
buy a house in LA.
You're going to say buy a baby.
No.
You could do, well, that's what it costs if you were going to buy it outright, but like a down payment is still so much money.
is
but
like $200,000.
But the thing is that's coming. None of that is not coming for you.
right.
Like,
That's
so,
what I'm saying. I'll tell you what's not coming for me: more fertility.
a slew of eggs just popping up.
Years of being able to
Vitality.
get pregnant. Again, if I even can.
Yeah.
I wasn't ovulating before. I've learned so much more about PCOS on my Reddit PCOS message board than from the doctors I've begged to give me answers. It's driven by insulin resistance,
yeah.
which causes your body to create more androgens, including testosterone,
Yeah.
DHEA, which causes your ovaries to grow cysts, follicles, which
cetera,
causes
yeah.
them to stop ovulate. Like, it's all a dominoes thing. It's driven by insulin resistance,
So
which is reversible
Through diet.
through diet.
So-
And-
I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
No, changing our diets could actually affect our fertility.
Yes. And birth control doesn't. Birth control is a bandage. And I mean, just as a disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. But
What?
from what
Cut
I've read, like, birth control is a bandage that hides your symptoms. And because it stops you from ovulating, it stops your ovaries from creating cysts, but it doesn't solve the problem, which is driven by insulin resistance.
Okay.
What does solve the problem is flattening your glucose spikes.
Can you, without getting too detailed, because I think the people who don't need this information might get a little like, it's too intense sciencey. Can you, because I know you've been reading a lot, you've been sharing a lot with me.
Yeah.
For listeners who maybe have PCOS, or can you give us a couple examples of what you've learned of like ways diet wise to reduce that, like eating certain things with certain things?
Yeah.
Or,
So I recommend going to the Instagram account Glucose Goddess if you want to learn more. She's a biochemist, and she got a glucose monitor and also has been working with like a ton of other people with glucose monitors. And she shares charts, and it'll show like, here's a glucose spike from just eating a rice cake. Here's a glucose spike after eating a rice cake with peanut butter on it. And it's like a way flatter.
and
It's
is that
way
the
flatter.
protein or the fat?
The protein and the fat.
Okay.
And if you eat that before or with a food, preferably before,
With a carb or with,
if you eat the protein and the fat before you eat the carb, like, there's this whole order that you can eat your foods in. Vegetables first, then fat, then protein,
wow.
then starch, then sweets.
So vegetable, then.
But I think it's like vegetable or fat or protein, then starch or sweet. Like,
Okay.
whatever would spike your glucose, have something else in your stomach beforehand. And then it doesn't spike your glucose. Your glucose levels remain steadier, which prevents wrinkles, mood swings, all of these symptoms that are like pre-diabetes, essentially. I mean,
Oh, God.
insulin resistance is one of the first.
things.
Yeah.
So a lot of vegetables are considered carbs, right? I don't know, actually.
There are starchy vegetables.
But the
and
starchy ones would be like,
vegetables.
those are the ones to put after everything. So like broccoli. So I eat my broccoli and then I have a piece of chicken, fat, and then protein. Or either one.
Either one.
So I can have my chicken and my stick of butter that I have with every meal.
Yes.
Avocado is probably a better choice than the stick of butter I keep eating. And then the potatoes or whatever. Wow. And that's...
Also, she has charts that show to eat, and I've been doing this, a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in a glass of water before your meals.
Right before, because I do that in the morning, but right before?
Yeah. 1 to 30 minutes before your meal. Or she said it also works if it's during or after. I do it before.
Okay. Do you ever add lemon? Does that affect it? I don't know.
Lemon is fine, but it doesn't work as well. You should go to her Instagram. She literally has pictures of charts if you do everything that we're talking about.
Wow.
So she has a chart where it's like lemon juice in water versus apple cider vinegar in water.
Okay.
And you can literally see the size.
You're saying this information is there.
Yes, I've been telling you for a
I know.
long
She
time.
keeps sending me things.
Yeah.
Because she's trying to help me, which is so kind. And also worth saying that even if you don't have PCOS, lowering your insulin spikes is good all around.
Everybody should fucking know this.
Yeah, diabetes in itself is an epidemic right now. And by the way, the fucking price of caring for yourself.
Yeah. And I mean, insulin resistance is like, it's a huge warning sign. Like, we have to get this under control. And bonus, if you do, you might be able to get pregnant. If
you want to get pregnant. Men may not work for you.
So now I'm dealing with like treating the root cause instead of just slapping birth control on it, which doctors will tell you to do.
Well, and it's not, it goes beyond, by the way, just fertility shit. The amount of doctors who are slapping Band-Aids on things that could be... By the way, Tony, can you let us know when it's a good time for a break? I didn't say that. I think we want to try to do a 45-minute episode.
Yeah, and then we should be funny after this.
Yeah, we should, because it's getting too serious. But it's an interesting conversation. Sorry, what I was trying to say is not even just fertility stuff. Doctors will give you a pill to fix a symptom instead of going, well, the symptom isn't actually... Like with depression, a lot of people do have chemical imbalance depression. But a lot of what gets diagnosed as depression is like, actually, that's a symptom of your trauma. And like, we're slapping pills on it. And that's why different antidepressants don't work for people, because it's like treating a part of your brain that like, oh, actually, you don't have an imbalance there. So you're taking a pill for a thing you don't have. It blows my mind. And I don't think doctors are malicious. I think it's the way they teach Western medicine is like, welcome to med school sponsored by Pfizer, you know?
I do think that doctors, a lot of doctors are indifferent.
Oh yeah, that they're like cattle calling. I mean,
They're
the
like,
amount of
get out of my
they'll
office.
stack.
Take your birth control. Get out of my office.
Do this.
But
Have a nice day.
What's the problem? What,
Yeah.
Am I going to be able to get pregnant? I don't know. You don't know until you try. Get out. Get out of my office.
It's also the amount you charge for an appointment. Fuck you. You stay in here.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, you answer all my goddamn questions.
Totally.
Oh, I hate it so much. But wait, I want to circle back because I'm curious as someone...
Can you imagine if as a stand-up comedian, you collected a fee to do an hour, you had a contract to do an hour, and you did 5 minutes?
And you're like, "Thanks for coming."
Doctors do that.
Yes.
That's what they're doing. And they bill the insurance for a clinical hour. Suck my fucking nuts.
And it's like, I don't want to help the insurance companies either because party wants to call and be like, just so you know, they didn't even...
And they give advice knowing, like... People die of diabetes.
Every day.
Could die from this. I heard that birth control is a class 1 carcinogen. I don't even know if that's true.
Jesus.
But I know that it causes blood clot. I mean, I know that there are...
yeah.
My sister had an ectopic pregnancy, which kills many women.
Yeah, and especially the way like abortion laws are going. Like you should be, as a doctor, you should be educating someone on all of this.
And they don't warn you about any of it.
No.
And even if you ask about it, because I asked, I was like, can we talk about the risks of birth control? No, it's safe.
And they push it. They push it.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of times the doctor's been like, you're not on birth control because I'm not on birth control. And they've been like, well.
What do you use?
What do you mean what I use?
I mean, what do you use? You flipped out when I said I went off my birth control. What are you fucking on? Nothing?
Yeah.
A wing and a prayer?
Yeah.
Fuck you, asshole.
The pull-out method works if you know how to pull out.
Me? Tony, are you hearing this
What
shit?
I'm using is the same
This
thing
is unreal.
you're
right?
using, which is a high likelihood of infertility is what I'm using.
I also want a baby, motherfucker. I should be yelling at you. But I'm not, because you probably can't have one either. Hey.
It hasn't happened yet.
It's all right.
But also,
don't you like kind of not want one?
No, I do. Oh, can we talk about this? Is going to get deep. Can we get deep?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get.
When we get back from our break, is it time?
We'll
take a break.
Take a break and come back. And sorry. Okay, we're back, and we'll try to keep the deepness still light.
Or will we?
Or will we?
Perhaps the podcast will take on a new shape.
Yes, perhaps it'll get deep, and then Steph will come in and be like, "Shut the fuck up! You guys have gotten too serious."
We'll see what people write in with. We'll take feedback.
And this, by the way I feel or the emotions I have around babies is why I'm so like, what you this? It's obviously all the questions I have is me projecting onto you. Duh. Hello.
Oh wow! Thank you for saying that. I felt really judged.
Yeah. No, it's me going. Oh wow, you're like, because I think about babies in theory. You know what I mean? That's like, I'm gonna cry. We can't come straight from the break back and make jokes about being too serious and I immediately cry. I didn't think I wanted a baby at all, and this is gonna be weird, and it's not for everybody. Until my dad died, and have we talked about my childhood trauma on this podcast? I talk about it in my stand-up, Figure It Out. My dad abandoned me. But I went to see my dad when he was dying. I got a call and I flew and saw him. And I guess for the sake of setting up an emotional story, I'll tell you what it was like when I walked in the room. Drama. He was intubated. He was on a ventilator and they keep you a little bit drugged up. And the nurse said, he hasn't been responding for a couple days.
This is the clip, by the way.
Oh God. So she's like, he's not going to look like he is hearing you or seeing you, but the research shows that people in that state can still hear what you're saying. So don't be afraid to, talk to him, say hi. And oh God, I hadn't seen my dad since God damn it. Shit. No! Steph's gonna be so mad. We made it so serious 2 episodes in a row.
When was the last time you had seen him?
2008. And I walked in the room and my dad is fully intubated, filled with tubes, very hospitally. And I said, "Hey, Dad." And he woke up and he rolled over and looked at me. But the whole point, I could go on and on about the awkward, him shaking his head, nodding, both of us crying, "I'm sorry, I love you" conversation. But, which maybe one day I will. But when he died, he hurt me so bad because he abandoned me twice. He abandoned me as a kid, and then I went to college in the same state he lived in, and I was like, I'm going to get close to my dad, and then he left, which is fucked. But I had fully suppressed, I didn't even realize why it sucked, but it's because I had suppressed every childhood, joyful memory. Fuck. I hate crying on podcasts. It's ridiculous that I had with him. And then when he died, which is a thing that I think happens a lot when someone dies, is that all you remember is every beautiful moment you had with that person. And all of a sudden I had these because my mom, and maybe when she dies, I'll remember one moment where it was really nice in my childhood. But me and my mom had a tough time with me growing up. My dad, and what made it so hard, and which is why I suppressed everything and was so pissed off and angry and fuck you for so long, is man, my dad was my best friend. Shit. And so all of a sudden, to my knowledge up to that point, I was like, what is parenting? What are you fucking, some kid? Kids were a burden to me because that's what I saw myself as to my parents, that it was just a thing that gets in the way of your life. And then I remembered all these super magical, amazing moments, which, by the way, doesn't negate the fact that abandoning your children is such a fucked up thing to do. But I didn't even have a memory of what a parent-child connection should be until that moment. And then it was and then maybe this is not a healthy way to suddenly want to have kids, but I was I want that. I want to not only do I want that, and maybe it's more I'm healing myself, but it's I want to be able to give that to someone the right way. That connection that's unmatched. I just had all these beautiful memories of these super joyful moments of my dad teaching me like so many things. God. We were supposed to come back and I was going to make fun of you about wanting to get
Man, I have
pregnant.
so many painful, horrible memories of my dad teaching me things.
Well, you taught me a lot about what not to do too. But I'm sorry if that was too much.
No, it's interesting because like when my dad died, like part of me felt relieved and a big part of me still feels really relieved.
Yeah.
And then there's this other part underneath it. And I've realized like that's my inner child. That's so sad.
Yeah.
It just like misses her dad, you
Yeah,
know? And
like-
so it's like adult you is like, this guy was
A dick.
total fuck up.
Yeah.
But like the little Jessica Michelle that lives inside of you doesn't understand that.
Yeah. It's just,
You just love your dad.
yeah. And like what's crazy and what also gave me a lot of closure around, it doesn't excuse it, but like I had this realization, and this might sound insane. I think I was a really smart kid. I was like a highly intelligent child. Not to brag. Look where it got me. I realized I was like, I think my dad, when he left going, genuinely going, I don't think there's anything else I can teach her. Like, and that's insane, but it helped me heal. And it was wrong. It was not the right thought, but I think he was like, I really think, and maybe that stems from something else, but I really think he was like, I gave her all I could give her, and I don't have anything else to tell her. She knows everything that I know, so she'll be fine. Am I going to cry again?
It looks like you're still crying.
Got to the antidepressant ad. By the way, someone who heard our, what a shift, someone who, not me trying to bury whatever I'm feeling right now, someone who heard our last episode where we read the ad that someone in Ireland messaged us, and they were like, yeah, my ads this week were in Spanish, and I don't even speak Spanish. And I'm like, what is going on with our ads? How bad do I look?
You look fine.
Oh my God. Thank you. Ew, gross. One moment. All that to say, I went from, and it wasn't until I was 34 to going, no, 34. That was 2020, 33. I mean, 27, that I was like, oh, fuck. I just now realized I want a baby?
Well, also, like, I'll be real honest with you. I was kidding when I said any idiot can afford a baby, but like, I had a friend who got pregnant when she was 19 and just like raised the kid.
Well, you make it work.
And she was like, the only thing that's different now is that now I have a baby. Was she the best mom I've ever known? No.
I know, with that attitude.
But I'm 37 years old and I'm awesome. My shit is together. I'll pack up a snack for myself in Tupperware.
You're already being a mom
And
to
it's
yourself.
like strawberries with the tops cut off and like celery cut up with like peanut butter on it. And I'm just like, yeah, I mean, I may as well just have a baby at this point.
That's...
Also, people act like it's so impossible with stand-up. I work 2 weekends a month.
That's
and the
true.
rest of the time, like, I'm fucking home while Dave's at work.
Do you have, let me ask you this, because what's coming up for me hearing you say this, you're absolutely right. So these questions I'm asking, no, again, it's like my projections, my insecurities. So I'm curious how you
What is it?
think or deal with it. Do you have a fear of that going away? That like
What
you have
going
like you have a baby and then bookers are like,
No.
or regardless of the baby, do you have a fear of like just hitting a dry patch and then now you have no money coming in for you, but also a baby?
No.
So you don't think, do you feel like where you're at in your career, sorry, and I think you are here, but I wonder when I'll feel like I'm there. Do you feel like you could have a baby and if you wanted, because this is how I feel about where I want to be when I finally do, if I have a baby.
Mm-hmm.
I want to feel confident that I could, if I wanted, I could take a few years off.
A few years off?
Yeah, if I wanted. I wouldn't take off the
No,
podcast.
I don't feel like I'm in a financial place where I could take a few years off.
Not even financially, which obviously is more important. relevant wise? Like, do you feel like you could slow down and then when you're ready to come back full bore stand up? I guess that's what I mean. It doesn't have to be full time.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Every expectation I've had of myself and my comedy career, it's been way better
Surpassed.
than I hoped for myself.
You're right.
When I finally was able to quit my day job and go full time as a comic, and then a few months later, COVID hit and all of the comedy clubs closed, and the tour I was on with Pete got canceled. Like, when all that shit went to hell, I didn't think, oh, I'm going to pop back up in 2 years like nothing ever changed and pick up right where I left off, except better, and a national headliner.
Yeah, and you did.
Getting taken on tour by like bigger headliners.
Giants, the biggest headliners.
Yes.
I love that.
It's always been better. And yeah, anybody, you can fear anything, but all fear is that's just negative fantasy.
Yeah.
Like, yes, in my mind, am I able to paint a picture where, like,
the worst case scenario?
Yeah. But that's not what's happening. Stuff is getting better. So if I look at it scientifically and logically, my stock is rising, and I expect that to continue to happen because I'm still working hard. I'm still sober. I'm not showing up and fucking up opportunities.
Yeah.
I'm showing up and being professional and funny.
You're killing it.
I'm killing it.
I have one more question about the baby stuff.
I also have a super competent partner who's not going to let us live on the street.
That's very true. Dave for president, 2024.
Dave for president.
Yeah.
Of my household.
Of my household. Don't go be president. We need you around here, Dave.
I know
you want
so
to.
much.
I love this. Okay, so how long have you guys been together?
A year and months.
When did you have the conversation where it's like, hey, I want a baby? I don't know what that conversation was like. How do you feel about that? Like, when did you feel comfortable enough to be like, let's make sure we're on the same page?
We've been talking about it since we started dating, and we both started out in the same place of being like, maybe I'll want kids someday, maybe I won't. And there still is a little part of me that's like, I'm very aware of what I would be giving up.
Yeah.
I like sleeping for 8 hours a night. I like having time to myself. I like being able to do a puzzle, take a long bath. I understand that all of that goes away.
And are you going to be able, because I feel like I think of you as someone who desperately needs your structure and your rigid. But for a baby, it's like, I have a baby I love. I will throw that all away.
Kids thrive on structure.
Yeah. You just get the baby to do the puzzle with you. It's fine.
I mean, yeah, obviously.
You do a puzzle with a baby on your tit.
I won't be doing 1,000-piece puzzles, but I'll have different activities in my day. I'll be doing baby shit.
Yeah. You'll be structured just with a different thing.
Yes.
Except for sleep.
And it will be a baby.
It'll be a baby.
Yeah. Yeah. So we started off just being like, maybe yes, maybe no.
Was this like first date? Like, let's cut to the chase?
I don't know. No. I don't feel like that stuff's appropriate to talk about on a first date.
How long into seeing someone?
Are you
I'm
wanting
very
to know
curious.
if it's time for you to talk about it?
Absolutely not. Don't ever say that on here. Someone could be listening. And I'm not. No, it's genuinely. 8,000 men just had a panic attack because I have several lovers.
Chill out.
I don't.
If he's surprised that you've told your best friend about him at this point,
no,
that's weird of him, and you should stop dating him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, but I'm not thinking about like.
It just wasn't. It wasn't a deal maker or a deal breaker to me or to him.
Yeah, no, but how long into whatever dating did it come up? Were you like firmly together?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I think it was pretty early. I don't know.
I was just curious.
Yeah. I mean, it was like a year and change ago. So I don't know.
We're all three at like different phases with things. So
I
it's
think
like
we
interesting.
got on the same page in the beginning that there were no deal breaker. Neither one of us was like, I have to have a baby. Are you down with that? And neither one of us was like, I don't want kids.
Oh, like you were immediately like,
neither one of us really knew. We weren't ready to shut the door in either way on either thing.
Neither of you were so firm on that like, if you're not on board with this, I can't make it work.
Right.
Because it's like, I think there's a lot to be said about how there's obviously a difference in, giving up what you want for someone else, which is not what I'm talking about, but how what you want may change based on being with someone you love. That like any of those things that like, oh, maybe I do want a baby because I love this person.
Well, and I like watch Dave do dishes and like laugh off my mood if I'm having a bad day, and just like I watch the way he shows up for me, and I'm like, I want to raise a child with you
because he's responsible and he like shows up and cares,
and because he's amazing, and I want to bring a person into the world that's half him.
Oh,
because he's great, and I think that the world should have more of him in it.
Oh, that's so cute. That's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I really love him.
I hope he blows a load in you tonight.
And I was talking to Julia. Well, he won't because he stepped on that AIDS needle at the beach this weekend.
Oh,
so we
God.
haven't had sex since then.
Is he getting a test? You got to wait. They say 3 months for AIDS.
He got a test, and he also has a doctor's appointment on Friday to find out if it's okay if we can raw dog.
I don't want to listen. We've all established that maybe I see the world through brown colored glasses.
You think it's okay to step on a syringe and then raw dog?
No. I'm saying
okay.
I would wait and do I'm sure he's fine. I would wait the 3-month window and have him get tested.
The doctors like so didn't care. Like they were like, it's fine. They were like, someone would have had to just used it and then put it into your body.
Yes.
Like it was buried in the sand on the beach.
But also doctors
and it wasn't a long syringe. It was like a tiny one. His foot wasn't bleeding.
But
like
also
you couldn't even see where the mark was. I'm going to go by what doctors say.
Okay, even though at the beginning of earlier in this episode we did establish that doctors say a lot of things.
Yeah,
that are fucking
but he's
stupid.
going to go to the doctor on Friday.
Get a second opinion.
I mean, you think I should just not fuck him anymore, or?
I think that you should not raw dog until you have a solid 3-month. Let's for sure make sure you didn't get AIDS, because there are, God forbid that happened, which it didn't.
He didn't get AIDS.
But let's just spin the wheel of probability, and it's very small. There are medications that can be taken that prevent that from ever being transmitted.
He's on antivirals. That he's on those medications.
He's on PrEP.
He's
and
taking
Hep?
3 antivirals a day for a month. Yes, he's on antivirals.
Then you're fine. Blow it in
I guess I should have told you that. Yeah.
Well, come on. Get in here now, Dave.
We went directly from the beach to the ER, and he immediately filled a prescription for antivirals and took one.
And he's
has been
responsible, so
taking
he's
it.
taking all his meds.
That's going to need to be a text after the show. I hope he's remembering. He's not the best at that, but...
Oh, he's got to set alarms. Man. Does he have ADHD?
Yeah. You shitting me? Yeah.
Is he medicated?
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, he's
do you
selectively medicated.
Do you do to him what you do to me on the podcast and go,
It's
Adderall corner time, Dave.
I just assume he didn't take his medication, because if he did, he's whittling something in his apartment until 3 a.m.
Because it works.
Yeah.
It really works.
I don't even have to ask or comment.
Man, I just think that's so lovely and beautiful that he can finally just blow it right in you. All right, wait. Do you already know? Let's just get in like fun baby stuff, because why not? Like, let's positive fantasy here. Okay. Well, first of all, you're actively looking to move in together right now? Like, when you find a place, you're going to jump on it?
Well, we haven't put in our 30 days notice yet, because you and I have those gigs in Montana coming up at the end of September.
And that's hell.
We're not going to move then. And I have shit coming up at the end of October, so we're not going to move then. But we might move mid-month, one of those months. I don't know. It's just a matter of it hasn't happened yet. But there are all of these like little houses for rent online.
I'll say this.
Looking at.
If you can afford, which I think you can, the overlap of paying a rent and having to move out mid-month, if you see a house you really like, I would go see it and try to snatch it up.
Yeah, we're talking about that.
Because they go so fast when they're cute.
I know. You're
and
stressing
if you want a
me
house,
out, honestly. I know.
I'm stressing you out?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I just want you to have everything you want.
Yeah, I know. I want that too. I'm on it. I'm working on it.
Yeah, I know you are. You're responsible. But I don't know how to show I love someone unless I act like a dad and go, are you doing this thing that you're definitely already doing? Have you checked the oil?
Yeah, that's stressful though. I have enough people in my life like that. I have a mom like that.
Well,
say something. You can't just say well and then not talk for 10 seconds. This is a podcast.
well,
God damn it.
I am sorry what I did was stress you out. It came from a place of love. And it would make me feel nice if you would acknowledge and appreciate that I was trying to love you instead of continuing to tell me how stressful it is.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm stressing you out more.
I hear that this is your way of showing love. Thank you for loving me. And
can we be together?
Please find a different way to show it.
Okay. How do you like, what is your love language?
Words of affirmation.
Oh, yeah. You're hot. Did that help?
No, that was weird.
So you got it. You have it under control.
Thank you.
Because you're intelligent. Hi, I just read a book on love languages and I'm a robot.
Did you?
No.
Okay.
I mean, years ago. Yeah. Do you make Dave take the test?
No.
You just figure it out.
Yeah.
What's his love language?
He acts of service, quality time. He receives gifts. Physical touch. That's 4 of them. Pretty much all but words of affirmation.
That's all but the one that I need from him. So I have to really let him know. Does he give in the?
But I really
Sorry, you guys. You can't hear this probably in the podcast, but there are people. I think having a full blown conversation in another language outside the door. So we got a little thrown off.
The not shutting any doors. Yeah. What?
Yeah. Oh, but it works out, even though his love languages are all the ones. except the ones.
Because I just look for where, the love it,
because you understand.
I see it. Yeah.
You understand that even though it's not your first language.
Yeah.
That even though when someone tells you in Spanish how much they love you by giving you advice you don't need, you understand that they love you. Anyways, I made it about me again.
I mean, haven't you ever had it where you were really stressed about something and it was going around in your head and around and then someone was like, well, you know what you need to do. And said the thing that's in your head. It's like,
but it's worth saying because of how composed you are and how well you carry yourself. Until you go, this is stressing me. I assume that you've got such a handle on it that I wouldn't have even thought you were stressed.
Oh, really?
And that's why. If I had thought, because everything you've said, it seems like you're like, I know my plan. I know what we're doing.
Yeah, moving is stressful.
Oh,
and I'm trying to do all of this stuff at once because I kind of just realized that I can, which honestly, I worked with a life coach in Chicago and that was how I moved to LA, was she was just like, what's stopping you? And I was like, well, I have all this to do. It'll take 3 years.
Yeah.
And she was like, what if you just write down everything you have to do and then you just do it? And it took a month and a half. I had planned to move from Chicago to LA in 3 years and it took a month and a half. And so I kind of my mantra as of last night, this came in my head was, this is my dream life.
I am living my
So many of my dreams have come true. And the rest of them are coming true in real time. I just have to be available to fucking step into it.
Yeah. What if you just do it?
What if I just do it? What if I just move into a house and have a baby and get married? That's all that's left that I want.
That's so cool. What if I just do it? I want to say that's dope that you wrote down things and were like, oh, and you fucking did it. And good for you for getting a life coach.
Yeah.
That gave you that power. But I also kind of want to say God, fuck life coaches. What if you just do it? Anyways, that'll be $1,000.
Yeah, no, it was crazy. But it worked.
Yeah. It was worth every penny. You did it.
Yeah, I did it.
You fucking did it.
Yeah. And I got those 3 years back.
Yeah. Man. You're doing everything.
Yeah.
It's great. No one can hear those on the... we're going to wrap up, but nobody can hear that noise going on. There's I think a sword fight going on right outside the studio. I'm not sure.
Unbelievable.
Anyways, tell us your love languages. Send us messages. Write in our comments on @SlobsPod. We want to know. By the way, Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
I made my ex-boyfriend take the love languages test because I was like, I want to know your love language. I want to know how to communicate to you.
When you were together.
When we were together.
Oh my God,
Afterwards.
Dave ran into him. Okay.
Where? At a punk show?
I meant to tell you, but I didn't want to tell you while you were in Hawaii having a nice time.
At a Strawberry Fuzz concert?
I feel like the podcast probably, yeah.
Ugh,
Yeah,
they're really good. Drummer is the weakest link, honestly, according to a photographer.
His band was playing.
No, they're a great band. They're an incredible band.
He came up and talked to Dave.
How fucking dare you?
I know.
What did he say? I don't want to know. I want to know what he said. We're extending this episode.
He said that he was sorry it happened the way it did, but you guys are cordial. You're on good terms now. And I was like fucking hell they are.
Yeah,
Did you tell her she's getting fucking rocked by a guy who had flowers waiting for her in the hotel
At a
room when she
hotel
got to
room?
Hawaii?
Yeah, hand delivered.
Men never know how to handle these interactions.
I'm retelling that story on the opening of the next podcast because you guys got to hear about it. This is fucking sweet. This is, I feel bad saying this like right after you just shared a story of him trying to be a kind, civilized human. Whatever,
Andy,
fine.
fuck him.
You
can't be the one who hurt the person and then be like, we're on good terms. No, we're not, motherfucker.
We're not on good terms. I just tell you when your mail is here, and I'll let you watch my dog when I go on the road because it's free, and the dog doesn't know that you suck.
It's for the dog. I told Dave that. He was like, yeah. She like, well, I was like, that was because she loved the dogs.
The dog.
She fucking hates him. The only reason that she didn't tell him she hated him every day until he moved out is
I'm not a
because
monster.
they were living together, and it would have just sucked more for everybody.
It's also like I don't want to carry hate in my heart, but I do.
No,
Cordial.
you're a fucking adult.
And it's like, do what you want to do, but like, don't come up and talk to my friends. You
Crazy.
fucking
Well, Dave's not your friend.
right. I'm not gonna fuck your husband.
You've never called him your friend until this moment.
He's my friend. He's my territory.
I want him to be your friend.
I would like to be friends with him.
I want us all to be friends.
I would like for us all to be friends.
Yeah.
I consider him an extended friend. If you guys break up, am I going to choose Dave? No.
That would be so crazy.
Hey, it's been fun, Laura, but I'm better friends with Dave. I got to go to a
man.
hardcore show and
That's a
get
picture
punched in the face.
I never want to paint.
Ugh.
That's
Yeah. Oh, fuck. Oh, I was like, hey, will you take this test because I know my love languages. It'll help me make sure I'm loving you in a way that you understand I'm loving you.
Yeah, and he took it in his love language was texting sluts.
It turns out it is, but that wasn't on there. He got kind of across the board, like sevens. I don't know what it's out of. But he went, oh, I think I failed it. Because he just kind of can be loved in multiple ways. Not, hey, any
I bet he
attention is
can
good
by
for me. Yeah.
sluts.
By the way, it should have been a red flag. That's like, oh, any form of attention you see is love. Cool. That'll be fine.
What are they doing?
There is currently a marching band practicing
How is this club
above.
in constant repair and smells the way that it did in 1976? Nothing has changed. Same carpets as ever. I don't understand
'cause the
how
abortions are
every
in the
time I
wall.
come here, this place is under construction and nothing has ever changed. What is happening?
And we love it.
What are they doing?
Yeah, why don't they take the money that they're not paying us for original room sets and fucking fix it and be done with it?
Evidently, they're fixing the steps.
Well, I'm going to go shove them down them. I think this is a good time to wrap up. Oh, we were going to plug stuff at the beginning of the show, but we
We're
didn't.
going to calmly plug the dates. Yeah.
And now we're going to do it now. We will be.
Oh my God, what is happening?
Can we ask them to
Is
be a
the
little
door-
quieter?
Is the door shut at
Is
the top of the
outside door?
steps?
They're so loud. Is it coming through the
You don't
ceiling? All right, we're going to be in Montana at the end of September, beginning of October.
September 30th, we're going to be in Bozeman, Montana.
Bozeman.
And October 1st, we're going to be in Great Falls, Montana. Come check us out.
Yeah, and I will be in St. Louis September 16th and 17th. And also, I'm coming to Dallas October 20th through the 23rd. So
Oh, we're just plugging our whole month? All right. September 23rd
Yeah.
and 24th, I'll be in Greenville, South Carolina. Ah, fuck. I forgot my October.
enough.
End of October, I'll be at Zany's in Chicago. And the middle of October, I think I'll be in Colorado Springs.
yeah, you got to throw them all out there.
Switch those around. I think it's like October 21st, 22nd. I'm in Chicago at Zany's.
Guys, go check out. You have a calendar? You have a website?
I got a link tree.
Go
It
check
needs
out
to
our
be
link tree.
updated. Don't check out my link tree.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, Godspeed. Leave us a nice review.
Bye.
We did it.
That was our worst podcast yet. Follow the podcast at Slobs Pod. Follow me at Lara Bites.
Follow me at Steph Tolev.
Follow me everywhere on the internet at JMS Comedy.